They seem incredibly simple measures, but they made Tory MPs very, very angry. In fact, almost 100 of them rebelled against their leader tonight. It's the biggest rebellion Boris Johnson suffered since coming into Downing Street more than 2 years ago, and it leaves him in the very awkward position of having to rely on Labour votes to drive through his agenda.
The ayes to the right, 369. The noes to the left, 126.
Sir Keir Starmer instructed his MPs to vote for the government's Plan B, saying it was the responsible thing to do in the public health crisis. But it leaves Boris Johnson in the incredibly uncomfortable position of having to rely on the opposition when so many of his own backbenchers have been so vocal against this policy.
So the ayes have it, unlock.
Many of them absolutely let rip in the Commons chamber earlier on, describing it as a slippery slope towards more restrictions potentially in the new year.
The last 2 weeks, the ghost of Christmas past has appeared, and he brings with him fear and uncertainty. We cannot continue to flip and flop and change tack, nor should we be cherry-picking information from South Africa to support the government's agenda. But we cannot continue to terrify people. I am staggered by the government's approach over the last 2 weeks, in which we have used fear to persuade people. I believe that no government should ever use fear as a tool to try and persuade its citizens, and that is what's happened. Build up our resilience, Madam Deputy Speaker, and reduce our restrictions.
Tonight he's definitely weakened. He had an absolute massive whipping operation going round. In fact, he addressed Tory backbenchers earlier in the evening as a last gasp plea to try and get them to come on board. But he obviously failed to do that to the extent which I think he had hoped. So, I mean, in terms of what this means for the country, we're going to have more restrictions going in throughout the new year. We've got working from home measures, we've got mask wearing indoors, and now obviously we've got the vaccine passports coming in tomorrow. And for Boris Johnson, it's a rather uncomfortable climax to a really brutal few weeks in office.